her day in the USA. Very fortunate to belong to a family of musicians. She has many prizes and awards to her credit. So let's welcome a very young, talented star violinist, Apoorva Krishna. Apoorva, you're welcome on our show.
Thank you so much. I'm really glad to be here today.
So Apoorva, you have a beautiful family legacy of musicians.
Yes.
So tell us a little about that, and starting from your great-grandfather.
Yeah. So my great-grandfather Rajagopala Iyer, he was a musicologist, and he invented a book called Sangeeta Akshara Hridaya, which is a book that's based on easy approaches to tala calculations and mathematical calculations that are performed by, singers, even dancers. They're very useful, and that's how the Laya aspect of our family kind of originated. Apart from that, my grandmother Shakuntala Murthy, she's also a Carnatic vocalist who has a very big and leading school in the USA. My mother is also a singer, Aarti Murthy, and she's also a voice culture trainee at Shankar Mahadevan Academy. Yeah.
Yes.
And my father, Murli Krishna, he's also a mridangist, and so it basically runs in the family, and
Wow.
that's how it all came.
So you got passionate about violin.
Yeah.
So how it all started, and you were very little when you started learning violin.
Right.
So how you decided, or your parents helped you?
Yeah, actually I was about 5 years old when I went with my parents to my guru Srimati Anuradha Sridhar's concert in the USA in Livermore Temple, and that was when I kind of pointed to the instrument, kind of indicating that I was instantaneously fascinated by it and I wanted to learn more. So I had already been learning vocal from my grandmother and mother at home. They already initiated me into geetams, varnams, songs when I was very young, and I also was able to relate to the keyboard and the keys, so I was able to swara map easily, which also helped me. So as soon as my parents looked at the way I was immediately reacting to the way she was playing, they took me to her house the next day, and then I sang a song, Varnam actually, Sami Ninne, and that was taught by my grandmother, and immediately they started teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like you were born in USA, and how easy or difficult it is for a person to get some guru over there, because in India we have so many gurus, but being in USA it's difficult to find one.
Right.
But for you it was smooth.
It actually, since we were in the Bay Area, there are actually a lot of Indians, at least around where we lived. So finding a guru, none other than Srimati Anuradha Sridhar was, I felt so fortunate, because she's from the legendary Lalgudi Bani family, and I actually, coincidentally, when I started learning from her, her mother, Guru Lalgudi Srimati Brahmanandam, also had visited the area at that time, and she initiated me for the first 6 months into, Carnatic music. And then after we moved back to India, I continued from Srimati Mami again, because I didn't want to change fingering styles and all that. So,
so how old you were at that time when your formal education started?
So when I first started playing the violin, I was about 6.5, and until the 5th grade I was studying there in Blue Hills Elementary, and then we came to Bangalore and moved from the 6th grade. I continued here in Bangalore.
So I got to know from your father, like he was completely into it, and because you wanted to learn further, so you all moved to India.
Right.
So it is very much there that they play a big role in your learning violin.
Yeah.
So tell us a little about that.
We actually, the entire music, the entire family is just all about music. We talk music, we breathe music, we walk music. It's all about music, and my family has pretty much sacrificed everything just for my musical career. I mean, coming all the way here just for that, it wasn't a conscious decision like when it came to me then, because I had no idea why we were coming so so immediately, but then later I realized that it was for a reason. And I mean, all the traveling, the concert traveling, all the connecting, and everything is done by my father and my mom as well, and we all were always talking about music in the house. And it's not like a 9 to 6 job, right, where you're just there's no limit to it. It goes even at midnight, in the shower, during dinner, whenever. So
yes, I can understand.
all.
So what age you were when you performed for the first time?
I was about 10 years old when I performed for the first time. I gave my first vocal recital in for Nandalala Mission in the Bay Area.
So it was a solo concert?
Yeah, I had an accompanist as violinist and a mridangist as well.
So recently you have launched your this album called Apoorva Krishna.
Yeah.
So tell us little about this album.
Yeah, so this album is actually my maiden album, and I had actually participated and won a reality show called Naad Bhed, The Mystery of Sound, conducted by Spick McKay and Doordarshan.
And you stood first.
Right. Yeah, in the instrumental category, and because of which they, said they'll, help me out with my maiden album. And so I thought maybe I'll do something new and try to compose something. And that's when I ventured into the composing area and aspect of, So I composed 5 tilanas, and in 5 different ragas. In the ragas Ranjini, Hamir Kalyani, Nagaswaravali, Vasanta and Charukesi. And I was accompanied, so the same 5 tilanas were presented in 2 different ways. One way, me playing the violin solo with N.C. Bharadwaj on the mridangam and Chandrasekhar Sharma on the ghatam, and also the same 5 sung, rendered in vocally by Sri Ranjini Santanagopalan, accompanied by me on the violin, N.C. Bharadwaj and Chandrasekhar Sharma on the ghatam, so that once it's vocalized, people can understand the lyrics, the jatis, and relate more to it. So
this album is all about that.
It's
wow.
all, yeah.
So if you talk about academic qualification, you are bachelor's in business administration.
Right.
So how that happened? How you decided to do this?
BBA? Yeah.
Yes.
So actually, I did my science in my 11th and 12th, and the plan was initially, engineering. I got a seat, but then I decided, it was actually a sudden decision of not, going that way.
That is too time consuming, perhaps, like when you are in ballet.
Yeah, even though I really, worked hard and I got really a good score, and I was interested in science as well, I decided that, I need time, and I want to make more time for music, which is why I joined BBA. And of course, the shift from science to commerce was also a little tough in the beginning, but as I got used to it, I was glad that those subjects were also very interesting, and I had a little more time for music practice at home or concerts. And my college, Jain University Center for Management Studies, they was just so supportive, because they knew anytime I had a concert, they would just say, just go and pursue your passion, don't even worry about, we'll help you with your exams and catching up, because I would hardly attend college sometimes, like for months together. Especially during the December season in Chennai, I'd have to almost miss the whole month of college then, because we wouldn't get break also. So that time coming back and catching up wouldn't be that much of a hassle for me, because the teachers would sit with me. So it was that way. College also was very supportive. So
yeah. That's really remarkable, actually. So you kept performing in the college and in the school also you kept performing.
Yep. Yeah, I did, but again, in school and college, the crowd is a little different there, so I wouldn't perform pure Carnatic music only, but fusion, or like some songs that they'd be able to relate to.
Yes.
Even if it would
some
be like
Bollywood
a film song, film songs, or some other instrument.
So you are born on a leap year day. So actually, when you celebrate which date you have chosen to celebrate your birthday?
Actually speaking, usually I look at the day which comes nearer to the weekend, but if both aren't, then I just choose the 1st of March usually. So it's but it's kind of like a birthday time between 28th to 1st, so both days end up being the days everybody wishes me.
So then you celebrate. So Apoorva, you bagged the Terregio International Scholarship for 2017-18. So tell us a little about this scholarship. And it's such an honor, you know, proud for the country that you bagged it. First Indian in this history, you know, that who has got this scholarship. So tell us a little about this scholarship.
Yep. So Terregio is actually an auction house that's based in London, and every year they give 5 young artists a grant of $5,000 based on their original compositions that they sent in, as well as you know, what they say they do with the grant. So me and my team, comprising of myself, Apoorva Krishna, Vinod Shyam on the mridangam and Sunad Anur on the kanjira, our team is named Bahudari, which kind of means many ways, indicating like many ways to celebrate music. So we sent in a track that we composed in the Raga Bahudari, a composition, an instrumental track of our own, and also we said that we'd like to really spread our Carnatic classical Indian music, you know, all over the world, especially to all the sections which are not very exposed to it, and you know, they're not very aware of it. So we want to spread it as much as possible.
So before Apoorva going ahead with our, you know, question answers and your information, so can you play a little from this, you know?
Yeah, of course. So I'll play a little bit of the piece that we sent in to Terregio.
Wow, so soothing and so beautiful. So Apoorva, you were telling about Bahudari. So whose brainchild it was?
As in to name it Bahudari?
Yes.
Actually, the whole team. Yeah, we we named it actually a year ago, much before we even knew about this grant and we applied. But it was
and what does it mean?
It means many ways. So many ways to celebrate music. So we want to be able to spread our rich Carnatic music to all sections of the society as much as possible, because it's so deep and so rich that it cannot be not known. Recently I went to the Berklee College of Music in Boston, and there I went on a summer workshop on a scholarship where I was exposed to so many styles of music, say, you know, whatever, jazz, rock, pop, Bulgarian music, music from a lot of other places, world music. So there they also wanted me to show them the music that I've been playing all my life, and as soon as I was playing you know, some really hardcore Carnatic, you know, music, classical music, they were just so
mesmerized,
shocked. Yeah, they were mesmerized,
sure.
and they you know, they were saying that, you know, we've never even heard something like this before, and we would love some faculty here who teaches stuff like this to our kids. So there are so many parts of the world wherein it's not even, nobody knows about it at all, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to spread it as much as possible and kind of create an entry point for people to be interested and say, oh, this is something new, what is it, let's listen more.
And be part of it.
And be a part of it.
They should also learn.
Because it's just too beautiful to not, you know about.
So. So this scholarship you got from Berklee. So what this scholarship is all about?
So it's actually a 5-week workshop that they conduct, a 5-week summer program in the US that they conduct, that is basically all applicants from the world can attend, and you know, you're exposed to so much diversity, so many different cultures, styles, lifestyles, you know, genres, everything, and it just gives you a whole new perspective to even look at music, and you start respecting so many other different styles around you, and you learn so much.
Your horizon becomes
exactly
bigger.
because you wouldn't have even known half the things that even exist in other parts of the world in terms of music, and it's a beautiful experience.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Apoorva, who is your inspiration?
My gurus are my inspiration, of course, Guru Lalguri Srimati Mami and Guru Anuradha Sridhar.
So, like, when you plan your programs, like how you plan them? You just look at the audience, according to the audience you plan, you stick to the classical, and you sometimes play fusion also. How you plan it?
So, I'm actually open to all genres of music. I respect everything equally. So, I mean, it depends on what type of performance is wanted. My core is obviously Carnatic, and that's the major part of my performance is actually comprises of that. That's mostly what I do. But apart from that, sometimes if people want fusion particularly, or they want to hear movie songs particularly, or anything like that.
Can you play a little bit of fusion, for our audience?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Actually, fusion music comprises of fusion of even various
other instruments,
and
I understand.
Right.
So, okay, then we will like to hear some classical.
Right. Okay, maybe I could play a bit of one of the tilanas that I've composed.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. So I'll play a little bit of the Charukesi tilana.
Very nice. So Apoorva, you were chosen like best violinist in Parthasarathi Swami Sabha in 2011 Chennai. So tell us little about that.
That's actually one of the biggest sabhas in Chennai that holds concerts. The Chennai music season and festival every December is a very globally renowned festival that has been conducted over the past so many years. So Parthasarathi Swami Sabha is like one of the oldest, and it's a very prestigious platform to perform in, and they conducted as they had concerts every day of the month, they also had a small slot wise award that they had given, where I had received I was blessed to receive that award that year. So,
and best main artist, you got Kalavanta National Competition. So what it was all about? So 2014 it was.
Yeah. So Kalavanta is basically it's a combination of 10 sabhas in Bangalore, where 10 organizations they came to they came together, and they hosted a huge festival called Kalavanta, where there were about 14 concerts that happened that year, wherein since I played a solo, I was considered as a main artist, and I competed against 13 other main artists, and I don't know, I was just lucky and blessed to have received the Best Main Artist award.
You are B high graded artist from All India Radio. Yeah. So how you decided to perform from All India Radio?
Actually, there was an All India Radio competition that I participated in initially.
2012 it was.
Right, 2012, where
Yes.
I was adjudged the first position, where if you get the first place, you are directly graded as a B artist. After which I did my audition, and then I was.
You are performing everywhere around the globe and spreading violin and Carnatic music especially. So where you see yourself in the near future?
This is all I want to do. At least in the near. I mean, this is a goal that is going to be there forever. It's not like a short-term goal or something that I want to just do for now. So this is actually a really big thing to even try to do, because with the little I know, just trying to spread it to places. There are so many places where it's not even known, and of course I would love to play my best, even in the places where everyone knows about it, but also trying to introduce it to people who don't know about it is something that I want to do.
What you will like to tell our young viewers who are venturing into violin and other instruments, and they really want to master the art of playing violin? What you will like to tell them?
I think it's just practice, and just keep listening and dedicate yourself to it. I'm not saying don't do anything else, obviously, but just set aside as much as time possible. And
so Apoorva, I understand that for every artist, all the performances and all the shows are very important. But you will like to share with our audience, couple of your special memories?
Sure. So I've actually been very fortunate and blessed to have performed with several renowned artists such as Srimati Aruna Sairamji, Chitraveena Ravikiran sir, Maladi brothers, Priya sisters, Bombay Jayashree madam, and several others. But something that was recent that just keeps exciting me every time I think about it is when Shankar Mahadevan ji came to Bangalore, and for the Bengaluru Ganesh Utsav festival that happened, and I played Sapno Se Bhare Naina with him. Actually, it was a fusion piece where he also did a little bit of Carnatic Raga Alapna of Sindhu Bhairavi, and then a Tanam, and then he led it to Karunai Devamai, and then he went into the song Sapno Se Bhare Naina. So that was a really beautiful experience that I shared with him on stage.
Okay, so it was lovely having you, Apoorva, on our show, and we wish you all the very best. You keep epitomizing, and you keep spreading Carnatic music all over the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.